Hey everybody, I hope you are having an awesome day. I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit today about how to increase your milk supply with what you eat. This is a question that I get all the time. Oh my gosh, if I had $1 every time somebody asked this question, then I'd be retired, right? Because it's always like, what can I eat? Tell me a lactation cookie recipe. What can I take to increase my milk supply? This is a big thing out there that people want to know. Like, can I do anything to get my milk up? And make more. So we're going to go over exactly how that works and what you can do for this. So contrary to popular belief, there is no one magic thing that is going to make your milk go up if you take it. Like people say, oh, I drank this drink over here and it made me make 12 extra ounces of milk, or I made these lactation cookies, or I took this fenugreek or whatever and it made me produce more milk. The scientific evidence that around that shows that it's not a thing, right? So if somebody has drunk something or taken something and they're thinking that this magical thing made my milk go up, it's one of two things. Either it's a placebo effect that's going on, so they really believed it was going to make their milk go up and therefore were able to have that happen. That's like a thing. Or it could be that, especially in the condition of a drink, that they were super dehydrated and that drink helped them to rehydrate, which therefore helped them to make more milk. Because we know that if we're dehydrated, then it's going to be harder for our bodies to produce. So that could be the reason why for it as well. But generally, there is no one magic bullet or one magic pill to make you have a good milk supply, right? It's a combination of a lot of things. The way that we produce milk, just to briefly go over that, right? We have two hormones that are responsible for this. It's prolactin and oxytocin, right? Prolactin is the hormone that tells your body to make milk in your mammary glands, and then oxytocin is the hormone that is released to trigger a letdown. What a letdown is when all of the milk kind of starts flowing out. So you need both of those to be able to not only make the milk, but also have the milk come out. It's a supply and demand relationship. So the more milk that you remove, the more that you're going to make. Now, where this gets kind of messed up, especially right now in how we're living, where we're super stressed out all the time, maybe you're working full time, you're not around your baby a lot, whatever it is, when our stress levels are high, it is hard for us to produce oxytocin. In fact, high cortisol levels as a result of stress suppress oxytocin production. So what that does is, while you may be having the prolactin just fine and you're making the milk, it doesn't let down, and so it is harder to get it out. And because milk is a supply and demand kind of situation, if it's not letting down, less milk is coming out, then it seems like there's a lower demand, and so your body is going to make less, and it's kind of a bad cycle that you can get into where you feel like you're undersupplying or having trouble with that a lot. So one of the things that we can do is to get that cortisol level down, reduce our stress levels, and get that oxytocin level up, so that way we're having more effective letdowns, and then the supply and demand thing happens and our milk supply goes up. So if there is a way to lower your stress levels, and I have other videos on how to do that, you guys can check those out, then that is the number one thing you can do to help with your milk supply, right? From a nutritional standpoint, as long as we have a very well-rounded diet and we're eating nutrient-dense foods and all of the, from a variety of sources, then we are doing what we can to support breastfeeding from there. If we have any deficiencies or we're not eating a well-rounded diet, we're relying on a lot of, empty calories and things like that, then our body may freak out and have more trouble with what's going on. The biggest nutritional deficiency that happens that affects milk supply is low iron levels. Now, our iron levels go down after giving birth because we lose a lot of blood and all of that. So they dip temporarily after giving birth. And so it's really important that we replenish those stores because that is one of the things that has actually been researched. They show that low iron levels cause low milk supply. So that's like a directly researched thing. So we want to make sure that our iron levels are normal and where they can be. So here are some of the things that we can do to add into our diets to help get our iron levels up. Because when we get iron, there's two different forms of iron that the body can use. There's heme iron and non-heme iron. And the heme iron is stuff that we can absorb easier and kind of integrate it into our bodies easier than the non-heme type. So if we are eating foods that are rich in heme iron, it's a faster and easier way to build our iron supplies back up than if we're taking a supplement or eating other kinds of foods. Like spinach, for example, is has a lot of iron in it, but our bodies don't actually absorb that iron very well because of some of the other components that are in spinach. It inhibits the absorption of the iron. So while you may be eating a lot of spinach and having like very high percentage of iron or whatever coming into your body from that spinach, your body is not converting or using very much of that iron. So it may not be as effective as some of these other sources. So the top sources for iron for food, right at the top of the list is either beef or chicken liver, which is an organ meat, and everyone goes, oh my God, she said liver, right? And it kind of freaks out. But that's one of the best sources. And then right along there is oysters or scallops, those shellfish. So those are the three top sources for heme iron in foods for us to eat. Now, the liver thing really freaks people out a lot. And I get it. I don't want to like sit there and like eat bites of liver myself. So the best thing you can do for that is the hidden liver trick. It's pretty cool. You would get some like a high quality one, from the butcher or whatnot, and then you can prepare that and mince it up so it's super small and minced, and then add like an ounce or two at a time to a pound of ground beef. Beef is also something that's high in iron, not quite as high as the liver and the shellfish, but pretty high. And so you kind of grind it in, mix it in with the ground beef, whatever you're using it for, tacos or meatloaf or whatever it is, and it basically hides the liver but gets the iron content up higher and helps you replenishment. So if you're recently postpartum or if you're having trouble with this, then I suggest you try that trick. It's pretty great. Nobody notices that it's there, and it helps with your iron levels. So if we are going down the list, I said the liver, the shellfish, the beef, bison, that kind of red meat is great for iron sources. You can also get it in stuff like chicken, turkey, ham, like just any kind of meat has a bit of it in it, but the beef and shellfish are going to be higher. If you're looking for non-animal sources for increasing. Oh, one more thing for iron. Sardines. Sardines are actually super, super high in iron. And when I tell people about them, it's like, but they are actually really great. It's very similar to tuna. So a lot of people confuse sardines with anchovies. Anchovies are like the little tiny fish that are on pizza and like gross. Sardines are like bigger. They come in a can like tuna, and you make it like tuna. So I highly suggest you try those. They're also a super great source for calcium. It's one of my favorite postpartum foods is sardines. So maybe try that out. So I've been going for a while here for the sources of iron. I'm going to give you a couple more plant sources. We've got our beans and legumes are a great plant source for iron, particularly things like lentils, navy beans, and black beans are great for that. And then the other one is pumpkin seeds, actually. If you eat 1 ounce of pumpkin seeds, that's 14% of the RDA for iron in that. So it's a small amount of something to add into your diet, but it gives you a pretty good percentage of your iron needs for the day. And pumpkin seeds are also a rich source of some other minerals and vitamins that we need for recovery. So those are awesome to use as well. So hopefully this enlightened you a little bit about what we could do for nutritionally for our milk supply. If you have any questions on this, feel free to send me a message, leave a comment, and I will get back to you and answer that. But otherwise, I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I will see you around. Okay? Bye.
Hey there, thanks for watching my video. If you want more great content like this, comment and let me know what questions you'd like me to address. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.